Jai Ma, today we are going to listen to the 16th chapter of Roaring Silence, beginning itself as ending. At the end of my last birth, for that matter, anyone's, at the moment of I leaving that body, there might have existed in me the desire, intention to be reborn as a guru. Surely that is why in this birth I manifested as an Avadhoota and wandered around on this earth a lot for a few years. For general logic, everyone knows that if sun rises there, sunset is also inevitable. But neither sun rises nor sets, as it was, it is, and it will be there forever, giving light and heat to all beings as the life center of the world till the end of the creation. Avadhutas are also like the sun, only by the order of the nature, as a night watchman in the world keeps himself awake to keep others alert to their position without dropping themselves into too much sleep, so that to invite a theft. Ultra empirical light, serving as potent, carrying the placard of his message that life is not a thing to be wasted, just alone in sensual enjoyment, running behind money, chasing a power, or in protecting the perishable body. Always here, going around flashing the light of wisdom entrusted to him by the Almighty. That warmth is of that light called moonlight of wisdom and regenerating warmness of affection to the beings scorched by the desires of the transitory world. The reality of his being is connected with the ultimate existence, which is known as Supreme Being, which will ever shine even after the body made of 5 elements merges into their respective sources. I was in Jammu Ashram those days, prepared for a long stay for my last and 15th Purascharana or Shodashi Mantra of Sri Vidya. Almost all construction related works were over, but all were done in a day-to-day basis. In the beginning, it was not possible to make a planning due to scarcity of resources, so rooms were done with shoestring budgets like kutiyas. But my lone sannyasi disciple, Swami Omkaranand, arranged a good amount and decided to erect a convenient room for me. So, in his supervision, I started constructing a room with attached bath for my stay. When the room was ready, I had a desire to go into Mauna Varat for at least 41 days and to do Purascharana depending just on fruits and Tulasi Jal. Madanlal Sharma, Om Prakash and family took care of arranging my basic needs. I locked room from inside and also asked them to lock the door from outside too. From back door, I could come out for a stroll in a hardly 100 feet vacant place, covered from all sides attached to my room. The disciples attending my needs arranged to put some fruits in plastic covers from outside in the open space daily, which I could collect during my stroll at nights. Average 16 hours I do japa, less sleep, less food, more water and few yogic kriyas such as pranayama etc. kept me healthy and continued my sadhana peacefully. I had rich collection of reference books on Sri Vidya and other scriptures which I have already read, but whenever I felt some free time, I engaged myself in reading and taking notes. I experienced a lot on those days during the nighttime sadhana sessions. One day it was almost dawn and I was about to conclude the night japa and readying to give a break up for morning rituals. I heard some sounds of footsteps. Someone is walking inside my room, just outside the cave made for my sadhana in one corner of my room. First I ignored, thinking that as hallucination due to sleepiness. Few minutes later again, I felt for a moment some silhouette with sound. These are the situations in which we come face to face with what we are from inside. So at first I got scared a little as to some psychological problem due to not taking food, etc. I felt some rootless fear, but my intellectual facilities got into action. I intended to verify what was actually outside. Some kind of cautious fear popped in my mind, but the Jnana Shakti in me did not allow it to grow out of its proportion. I got a voice from inside telling nothing to fear and look outside of the cave. I popped my head out just outside to see what is over there. At first, I saw somebody's feet. I thought who could have sneaked into the room without my knowledge, for I had bolted the door well to my memory. Maybe I might not have bolted properly, so somebody might have come in. So now I tried to see clearly unto who is it. Because the small cave-like room does not permit me to stand inside, even I cannot stretch my legs fully, only that much space is there. One has to crawl to go in and come out. I crawling out and asking who is it, now I can see somebody clearly. That too a woman, of course, a old lady with splendorous countenance, all along a familiar smell of her body. South Indian style attire, because it was still dark and winter time. Some struggle was going inside to make out the identity. I wanted to put the lights on, tried, but the lights did not light up. Now, with utter perplexing astonishment, I sharpened my look and tried to make out. Oh, my goodness. There were no words to express my surge of feelings, emotions, as the lady standing there was none other than my beloved, all-graceful Guruji, Avadhoota Nadananda, standing there in front of the cave with a mesmerizing smile. I tried my level best to talk something, but the force of love that erupted upon her unexpected Russian choked my throat. She, with a gesture, told, "Don't worry, I got your words of heart. No need for the words to be uttered." I just felt like a cut-off tree on her feet, all the while with my eyes running. I remained like that for a few minutes. Abruptly some thought came. I should offer her something. I got up and searched for some fruits, etc. But she gestured, "No need for such things. I'm satisfied with your bhajan itself. That itself is my offering," and waved her hands, "Carry on." I desired to touch her hands. So I advanced a little, but to my disappointment she vanished into the air. After a very long time again I had such satisfying Shashatkaranam. It happened in such a time when my heart was longing for love and guidance. She came and splashed it on me. I was in tears and was thinking that I was not able to talk to her about my sadhana, but she disappeared. I started shaking, holding my head. To my surprise, she came again and passed her hands on my head. I got totally refreshed with her touch, and I did Shashtanga Namaskaram to Amma. She gave a loving pat on my back and heard Amma's silver-tongued voice saying, "Kya re? Fir ek baar shuru kiya? Bahut acha. Ya jeevan pura ek sadhana mayam bano. Sanchita urja se samaj ke logam ka kalyan karo." Meaning, you have begun your sadhana again? Very nice. Make your entire life a sadhana. With your spiritual energy, do good to the people of society. Amma just touched my body and I lost myself in myself. For some time it was unknown to me where I am. Lost my body consciousness and complexes. I sat there for a pretty long time because I did not want to disturb that state of bliss never known to me. When I came back to me, it was another sunset. The whole day went in ecstasy. I was not sleeping, sitting bending my body towards the wall of that cave. But then, almost 1 month of sadhana was over and few days were left for completion of my japa purascharana. It was so powerful a spell at the time of experiencing. I had not come to know the impact. I enjoyed it a lot. Later I came to understand from valid sources that such experiences debilitates the body too much. So when such experiences come, first of all, we should not aspire for such experiences because we need to go a long way till that everlasting ocean of bliss is seen. Then only the body also gets itself ready to drink that nectar as much as you can. If you have any work of the world in hand, then better not to think of touching it for the time being. It was my conclusive enlightenment I got through that darshan. The body, as a consequence, become weak to the extent that I felt I may not be able to perform the enjoyed havan, and I felt to forego this time also. I will not do any havan. As my spiritual brother Abhayanandaji too had told me once that in case if I am unable to do homam after the completion of Japa Purashcharana, I can do Dasamsa Japa more, which scriptures allowed. So I have to extend few more days and continue japa and complete it on the 50th day. I put a paper outside to open the door on the 51st day. Lot of disciples and devotees assembled on that morning. They made halwa as prasad. Finally, I opened the door and came out, had darshan at the Shiva Mandir and Devi Mandir in ashram itself, sat in front of Ma for a few minutes. Chanting Om, I broke my Mauna Vratam and took some halwa as prasadam to conclude my 51 days of my eventful sadhana. Afterwards, I started once again experiencing her presence in my dealings, the protecting hands of my beloved Guruji during my sadhana of 51 days. This happened many times with me, but the understanding was different this time. This brought a considerable change in my body capacity. After 7 years of my Guruji leaving her body, it happened so I got filled and carried away with lot of emotions as she manifested in front of me all at once to bless me, to protect me, to guide me, to cause the experience her presence every moment from the beginning. And I'm sure at the time of my leaving this body also my Amma will be with me. Afterwards, mostly when some way of such emotion rises in my heart, even from a far off distance, I not welcome it. In spite of that, again, once I got a more severe attack recently, which I will take it in the next episode, Hamsa Jnanam. It is the end of chapter 16. A guru is always with his disciples and guiding them. In this chapter, you see Tarama appearing before her disciple Avadhoota Nadananda, even though she has left her mortal body. There was no need for words. Tarama already knew everything, including her disciple's thoughts. She appeared before him when he was in need of his mother's love, not the mortal mother's love, but the most divine Guru's motherly love. Such is a Guru's love, always beside you and will show their presence when you need it. If you found this video helpful, please do share with your family and friends. Chapter 17 will be released on Sunday. Jai Ma.